YouTube! What up, everybody? What's going on? Oh, man, it feels like it's been a while, but I think it has been a while. Oh, man. So, I don't do it often. I feel like I need to do it often, more often. I feel like I need to do this very often because it seems like everywhere we end up going, everything that we end up doing, it always ends up coming to this one, and we need a break sometimes. We need a break. We need a place that we could vent out, a place that we could talk about, try to get some answers, trying to figure out why. Even if we can't figure out why, we have to figure out I guess the closest thing that we can to on figuring out why, or try to figure out what can help. Try to figure out what can we do different. Try to figure out what is the best for me, best for all of us. Today's going to be a mental health break. Not a breakdown, but a break. Break from video games, break from work, a break from thinking too hard. Today's going to be one of those, let's figure out us. Let's figure out me. When I say me, I mean you. I mean all of us. Let's figure out what are we doing wrong? What are we doing right? What are we going to figure out what makes us happy? Because it seems like everything in this world has just gone a straight poop-a-doop. That ain't a word. It should make a word because it felt good saying it. It is what it is. We got to figure out why are we feeling the way we feel? Because what really started this was I posted a TikTok video on TikTok and on YouTube. And the one on TikTok, the same one, it blew up. When I say it blew up, it hit nearly almost 1 million views, and I can't tell you the amount of comments that I've gotten. And so it really made people open up and really wanted to talk about it. So, but the one thing that trying to figure this out. Hold on. Sorry. The one thing that I seen that kept on coming around was people are feeling depressed. People are feeling anxiety. People are feeling everything negative. It was everything negative. I want to say more than 85% of the comments on there was negative, and it was breaking my heart. Absolutely breaking my heart. Like, it was making me feel a certain kind of way because I'm like, damn, what's really going on? I know with everything that's happening, it just, people are having a hard time. People are having a hard time trying to figure out what to do, how to handle it. This is just the normal now, and it's so sad. It's so sad that this is what people are feeling that is the normal. I don't want people to feel that that's the normal. That's awful. It's heartbreaking. It shouldn't be the normal. We should be happy, right? But I guess things happen to people not being happy. But I guess it's what we do afterwards to try to figure out what we can do to make ourselves happy, I guess you could say. To make ourselves live life smoother, to enjoy life. So if you haven't checked out the one on YouTube or checked out the video on TikTok, go check it out. Yeah, I guess you. The whole entire thing is if Kirby took your power or something like that. When what will he get? And a lot of people were saying depression, anxiety, chronic depression. It was depression after depression after depression. But what is it about that one that there's so many people that constantly feel that way? What is it about that? What is it that is making people feel so miserable? What is it? I know this world is straight cockapoo, but what can we do to change the way we feel about that one? What are we doing to change the way that we feel about that one? It's like I know I ran through a big period in my life that I feel like I couldn't get right. I feel like there was one thing after another after another after another that continued to go downhill for me. Continue to I'm like what else? What else? The only thing next is for me to poop the bed and call it quits. That's almost how I felt. There was times that just after returning back home from being a deployment and having surgery on my body and then basically kind of getting kicked out of the military because the surgery wasn't the best. They coming home broken, damn near literally, and then not having anything else more for me to do, and then my grandmother dying, and I just went completely downhill after that one. It took years. It took years for me to finally get to where I'm at now. I'm not saying that I'm absolutely perfect. I'm human, and we have our bad times, but it's what we do afterwards to to make it better. It's what we do after we have those bad times. What's really important? Because if you truly just sit down and let that depression, let the anxiety, let all these things just consume you, that's exactly what it's going to end up doing. It's going to consume you. I was off this past week because I wanted to go visit a buddy of mine. Because there was a certain situation that ended up happening, got himself into a certain situation, and I wanted to go out there and support him, show my love for him, have a good time, catch up. Really, it was an school friend of mine, and it was absolutely wonderful. It was wonderful to go see him. What up, Jay? It was wonderful to go see him. It was like it was great. Everybody was happy. So much love was going on, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And then I want to say 2 days of being to seeing him, I got a phone call from my wife, um, letting me know her father died. And here I am, 100 miles, 1,000 miles away. My wife's home, bawling her eyes out because her father died. That hurt me. That hurt me. It hurts. Um, so we rescheduled things. I was like, I got to see my friends. I got to show. So I was like, all right, I gotta go. I'm gonna go see my wife in New York. That's where she told me she was gonna go. She was like, I gotta go. She's like, all right. So we switched plans. So I ended up going. So on my way, the day of going to New York, she gives me a call, freaking out, panicking that I got into a car accident. So here I am again, 1,000 miles away, just trying to figure out. Oh my God, like what the hell else? Got into a car accident on the way to go to New York to see her family, her father. Freaking out. So we end up going there anyways, and we just recently got back. I got back on Saturday, but it's one thing that when I went there with my wife, I really saw, okay, we can't be here and sob. We can't. It's not healthy. When you get into a depression, when you get into having anxiety, when you get into all these other things, it's so easy. I think it's my, I think it's the right words. It's so easy to stay in there. I don't know why, but it's easy to stay in a depressed, anger, very sad emotion. It's just easy to sit in there, and I think that's why a lot of people are constantly depressed. I think that's why a lot of people are constantly angry or constantly having something going wrong, because it's easy to stay there. And like I said earlier, it's all depending on what we do afterwards is how we're going to end up living. Yes, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. But what's not okay is to sit there and sob in it. What's not okay is to constantly be drowning yourself in it. Mike T, Mike, what's going on? What's happening? Um, what is not okay is to sit in your sorrows and drown yourself in there. Cause we need to. Yeah, it took me a second. I kind of leaned forward and saw that sexy picture of you. Um, but we need to get out of our sadness and do something about it. Because like I said, if you just sit there and sob in your problems, you're never amount to anything. You're just going to be stuck in that one. You got to figure out how to use your other one. You basically sign out and you log into your other one. It's probably a different email. But hey, Farv, I know you were having a struggle with it for a little bit. What did you do to try to get out of a slump that you were in? What did you do to keep yourself happy? That's what we're trying to figure out. It's like a lot of people trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why do people, well, like, what's going on. Well, I can tell you what's going on. It's just this world. What's going on in this world is really hurting us. It really impacted us during the coronavirus. Unfortunately, we all got locked down. We all got trapped inside our houses. We've been isolated, and we had almost 3 years of staying away from each other and not wanting to interact with each other. So many people just forgot how to communicate and forgot to love and forgot to hug, and it's regrowing again on what we need to do. But one thing that I truly learned myself is just let your sadness go. Do what you had to do. Um, do what you had to do with the sadness. Do what you had to do with that one, and then get up and go for the next thing. Actually, do what makes you happy. Also, you are what you surround yourself. Also, talk about it. Word. I always tell my kids, I was like, If you surround yourself with successful people, you will be successful, right? Because that's all they're talking about. They're always talking about success. Yeah. And that goes with any other category. If you surround yourself with people that are constantly talking about negative stuff, this person is bad and that person is bad and they're always looking for this and they're blah 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 blah, you're going to grow into that habit of doing the same thing. But if you surround yourself with people that show love, show the support, you're going to grow accustomed of showing love and support. That saying, misery loves company, it's the truth. Misery loves company because it's so easy to talk down about things. But for some odd reason, it's a lot of work to be happy. Yo, Mike! I mean, Favre. Nah, fuck that. We're Mike. I appreciate you. Thanks for the follow. Oh man, there's only a amount of time that this happened. Remove and report. Da, 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 da. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. I have no idea. Sex, that's great advice. Find yourself happy. You got it just there's so many things that could find that could be happiness. There's so many things that you could end up doing that that makes you happy. You got to do it, I guess, right? You just got to do it. What is it? I just completely got distracted. I'm sorry. Sorry, that stupid thing got me. I was distracted. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's one thing that you have to do. Oh shit. I think I did it too much. I hit the button too many times. So I think that button's going to come around a few times. Oh, there it goes again. But there's things that you have to do to make yourself happy. I'm sorry, we got to get back on track here. You got to do things to make you happy. Life's too short. Life is way too short to not do things that make you happy. Life is way too short. I tell people all the time, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen when you wake up. You never know if you're going to wake up. Something might happen that you might suffocate yourself. Who knows? I don't know. You might take a shower, slip, bust your ass, crack your head, and that's it. You might choke on some food. You might get into a car accident. You might go through so much, and you never know what the next day is going to bring. So this is why I always tell people, it's like every day, no matter who it is, try to tell the people that you care about most, I love you. Because you don't know if those words might really affect them, as in like they needed it. They needed to hear it. You never know what your words, what your smile could Kenny, that's why you get rid of yeah, I know. And like every time I see it, every time I see it, I always end up seeing it. And it makes me happy. And like I said, you never know what you do. Even though you might be feeling a certain way, you don't know what your presence, what your love, what your words, what your voice, what your hug, if you're close enough, can do to make people feel better. We never know this. Yeah, and you never want your last word to be angry. It just anger is just, yeah, you never want to be it. Um that's why I don't get angry anymore. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to stress. And you shouldn't. You shouldn't. We shouldn't. There's so many other things in this world that's going on that being mad at somebody, holding a grudge on somebody, it's a waste of energy that we could put that energy on something else. Yeah, sometimes you have to cut people out your lives. Sometimes you have to cut people out your lives to make sure that your life is better. Because at the end of the day, you are number one. You have to take care of yourself. Well, somebody told me this many years ago. Um, if you can't love yourself, how do you expect to love somebody else? Yo, everybody's coming in with the loves. It's like, if you can't love yourself, how do you expect to love somebody else? And you have to be number one in your life. You have to be the best thing in this world. You have to have that kind of energy. Bubbles, we got Bubbles, we got Swerve, we got Rodeo, we got Favre, OG. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. But you're number one in your life? Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure your daughter is, but hey, I'll take number two. But it really is. Hey. Yeah, guys, it's been tough. It's been tough the last week. There's been so much emotions going on, and I'm just like thinking, I'm like, why? What else? I hate to say what else could go wrong because you never know. I'd never want to push that button because there's always more that can go wrong. Fucking allergies. I got dust in my eye. Ah, stupid allergies. Ah. I don't know. I guess I'm just really exhausted. I guess I'm just really exhausted with just a little bit of everything. Um just sad, I guess. Just sad. Wishing I could do more, wishing I could be more. Trying to figure things out, which I guess the biggest thing is that there's not much I can really do to that's under my power. I could only do so much. I don't know, just like I get again, a lot of this happened because of the the TikTok that I posted, and just seeing so many people that are so sad. Seeing so many people saying that they're suffering from chronic depression and anxiety and all this other stuff, and just wishing that there was a way that things could be better. Change the medications? Any better, any worse? Why did we change the medication? I thought the other one was working well.
Get ready.
Damn commercials.
Here we come. The world is watching.
Stupid commercials. Grizz, I appreciate you, my dude. I appreciate you. This is where I'm hoping that coming to YouTube might work a little bit more, because my videos get put up there. Wasn't on any sleep. I was experiencing really bad anxiety, skyrocketed. So has the new medication has changed it? Did it have you felt a different way? I'm hoping it has. I'm hoping you have. This is why I'm hoping that YouTube is going to be a better thing, because I'm hoping that more people are going to be able to see some of the videos, because I want to make a change in people's lives. I want to make sure that everybody knows, even though I might not know you now, the people that end up watching this later know that I love you. I care for you. And one more day back and forth, so withdrawals. I got you. Okay. I want everybody to know, even though I don't know you, even though I probably never met some of you that watch this video, I care for you. I care for you. I care for you a lot. And you'll always have somebody here to talk to vent out to have fun with. I want you to know I'm here. So if there was ever something, I know after this video, some people will watch this, and if there's ever anything that you might feel like, man, I'm having a hard time with something, and I can't figure out what to do, just write it in the comments. Cause trust me, I read them. I read the comments afterwards. Write in the comments, and I would definitely reply back. I don't know everything. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just a guy that's been through a lot, and try to show what I've done. And who knows, maybe what I've done might help you out. And who knows, maybe people that read your comment might have gone through some stuff and might be able to help you out too. And that's what we need. We need to come together and be better. It's too easy to be angry all the time. It's too easy to wanting to hurt things all the time. Apparently it's a lot of work to be happy. And I hope we have that one, that we can put that work in together, because it's going to be easier when you do things as a team. Imagine trying to play football against an 11-man squad and you're by yourself. Yeah, somebody's going to get hurt. And I was trying to have a conversation with my brother earlier today about faith faith in religion. Trying to have a conversation about that one and trying to understand it, trying to figure out, like, everybody always says you have to have faith. Everybody always says you have to believe. What are your guys' opinion about it? Do you guys have a hard time believing or finding a faith in something? Is that what you turn to when things go wrong? Is do you sit down and pray about it? Do you sit down and try to find the faith? You don't do faith, you got enough to worry about? But having faith is nothing to worry about, you know. Having faith is just something that you keep in your mind and understand. I don't know. Yeah, there's not a conversation I could really talk about it because I'm fighting in my damn self. I'm fighting in my damn self about it, just trying to make sure. Having religion is hard. It's a lot of work to keep up with. I guess it's one of those things, once you make it a habit, once you make it a something that you truly do believe in and truly do work with, it's easier. I mean, there are times though out of my day where I do try to turn to my beliefs. Mine are just a little different than most. Guess as long as you believe in something. My brother was telling me that you can't. I don't know. It's not that you can't always just depend on it when it comes down to, is just you're always just asking for something instead of putting something in return.
Deck the
There's a
halls
lot
for
of
less
commercials
during
in this.
Hobby Lobby's 60% off Christmas sale.
A lot of commercials. Could be demanding. Well, but there's a lot of grace as well as we're not perfect. I can say since finding a path, I'm a lot less angry than I used to be. Sometimes I feel like, never mind, not the right place. If this ain't the right place, Bubbles, then I don't know. I don't know where it would be. Because again, we're talking about everything. So please, don't ever hold back. Trust me, don't ever hold back on anything you want to say here. Because again, right now we got 9 people in here. 9 different answers, 9 different opinions. Maybe your words might help out somebody else, Bubbles. Always remember that one. Maybe your words might be able to hit somebody else, so you might be thinking what somebody else is thinking. So don't ever feel like you're not in the right place to say something. And if you're offended, I'm sorry. Kind of almost one of those things. Get over it. And that's one thing in this world that's happening so much. People are so sensitive about stuff. People are so quick to cry, and like not just cry like literal cry like in, oh, you hurt my feelings. Well, fucking grow a pair. Be a little bit tougher because it wasn't that serious for you to be all hurt about it. I got banned. TikTok live. I told the kid to. Ah! Oh man. Well, you did not mean it in the literal sense, but yeah, I damn, that sucks, bro. Oh, that sucks. You're supposed to say unalive yourself. You're supposed to say unalive yourself. But we don't want people to die. We don't want people to die. We want people to live, and we want people to live like the best life they could ever live. But that sucks, Rodeo. Oh, that sucks. But one thing that I did truly find is streaming. Honestly, streaming has helped me quite a bit, and has brought me to I got it. Streaming has got me through quite a bit, because I got to meet so many gaming is your religion. Hey, it is what it is. Whatever it is, whatever helps you is great. Somebody's got to have something. Mine is streaming. Mine used to be art. Little by little, it has come back. Little, very little. But streaming has been my biggest exit out of things. Streaming has been my vet, my place to escape, because we have so many freaking amazing people. It just, all you guys have made such an impact in my life. Yo, Balls, what's going on? Words phone. My message didn't post. No, you didn't. I didn't get anything from you. The last place that I got was never mind, not the right place. That was the last thing that I got. But streaming, like being with you guys, has been like the best thing in the world. You guys has now that we're in YouTube, but it doesn't matter. Streaming wise, we've hit 2 years. You guys have been with me for 2 years. All right, let's see. I think the word shit stopped it. Sometimes I feel like if there was a higher being, the world wouldn't go through all the stuff that we are going through. This water video is relaxing. That's what I'm trying to do. So, Jay, this is the conversations that we had earlier today. So Bubbles ends up saying, if there was somebody higher in this world, if there was somebody, which everybody wants to say, the Lord and Savior and God and all this other stuff, that we wouldn't have the stuff that we're going through. I guess with that one, there is God, and then there's the devil. It just, and what Jay was telling me earlier, he gave us free will, right? He gave us free will. he can't. He could, but he will not control everything that we have. Where he doesn't want to treat us as puppets. I guess more the easier way to really explain it. He doesn't want to treat us as puppets, as he controls every little thing that happens in our lives. And he gives us the choice to do what we want. And unfortunately, some of the choices that end up going on in life is what brings us around. Hold on, Jay. Let me make sure that the Discord thing is
Working on
there.
that.
All right, Jay.
See, yeah, testing, testing.
Nope, I don't hear you. Say something again.
Testing, testing,
Okay, they
testing.
hear you. I don't hear you for some reason. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
You seem like on stream, right?
I might hear you now. Who knows?
Hello,
Yep.
hello, hello.
There we go. I hear you.
All right. I figure I can at least help while the baby's distracted with Sonic movie and an iPad.
I got you. So, Rodeo says, but if he is all knowing, he knows what's going to happen. Is it really free will? And then there's a theory that is started out as a prison for being that did horrible things at another planet, and here we are. I think so. I guess with the is it still free will? So there's multiple choices. I guess you have. There's multiple things that you can do. Um, it's up to you to choose the right path.
So, is that yes and no? I think we started off pretty good. So God, right, for those that believe in this, he is all knowing, so he does know everything that's going to happen. But at the end of the day, we do have the free will to do what it is that we want to do. Um, Now he sees that there's many roads for you to take when there's a decision or something that happens or a situation that's put in front of you. But at the end of the day, you have the free will to choose whatever path. So he could be knowing, yeah, he'll know, but it's up to you. At the end of the day, to choose which one you want to do. If he were to go ahead and control every aspect in your life, then there wouldn't be such thing as free will. So so when it comes to that type of situation, it's that he knows, but he wants you to choose, just like he wants you to do whatever you want to do at your own. He doesn't want to force you to join a religion, right? Because then you'll be in it for the wrong reasons. But he also doesn't want you to control your life, where you just be like, well, then what's the point of me being here, type of deal. So to answer that, and and when it comes to the whole thing about uh, in this world, why does God permit, certain things to happen, and it's like what Kenny said, like basically it's a whole battle between good and evil, each and every day. So although in my perspective, I'm a Christian, so I believe that there is a God, and I also believe that there is a devil. And based off of the stories, when it comes to that, it's when the devil was sent to Earth, right, as punishment for disobeying and whatever happened in heaven, he became what they say the prince of this world. So in this world physically, he has, his power to torment and ruin everyone's lives to the best of his abilities. While God, although he was the God above all things, is constantly fighting against that. So for every bad thing that's happening, God's also doing his best to do his good, despite the mess up that the devil's trying to do in your life. So, there's always that constant battle of good versus evil, and so whenever bad things happen, it's not because God wanted to do or he couldn't stop it. It's just there's a fight, and he started this war, and now he's trying to fix this problem. So,
What
That's
up,
my sense
country?
of that area.
What up, country girl? I guess it's you want to believe whatever you want to believe in.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, you got to believe whatever you want to believe in. There's so many different religions. There's so many different paths. There's so many different kind of gods. There's so many different kind of things. It just you believe whatever makes you, or don't believe. Honestly,
Right.
um, but don't feel like somebody's trying to force you to believe or want to believe. It's just it's one of those. I guess if you need something to believe in to make you feel better, to make you feel like there is something to look forward to, then believe in it. If you don't, then don't. It just, I guess,
At the
because
end of the day, religion is not for everybody. You know.
you don't ever want to feel like you're forced to do anything. You're forced to believe in certain things. You're forced because of this. You're forced because you don't want to go to hell. Or you're forced that this is the only way that I could go to heaven, or if there is a afterworld, it just I think I need to start adapting the phrase I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And and I truly feel like we need to adapt to that as well too. We need to know that we are here for a short period of time. We're here for a short period of time. So why not have the best time of your life? Why not try to enjoy every moment of it? What did I miss? You missed. I've had I've had an emotional roller coaster the past week. And I feel like today should be one of those days that we need to
Vent and talk.
vet and talk everybody. The light at the end of the tunnel is the light in the delivery room. I hope not. We actually had a conversation about that this past weekend. I was like, I feel like I've been reincarnated about like 3 or 4 times. I feel like I was a Viking warrior. I feel like I was a hitman, and I feel like I was a chef.
I could see all that.
It's like I've been feeling like I've been reincarnated a few times. These past weeks have been crazy. I bet I haven't seen you. I haven't seen your name pop around. I was like, I bet her and DB are super busy right now. And this is why I'm doing it, because I feel like sometimes we don't have anybody to really talk to or really to vent out to, and this is why I feel like I needed to do this one. I feel like I
And you know
needed to do
what's
this.
crazy?
What is crazy?
What's crazy, right? And it's funny because I feel like things don't ever happen by accident. I feel like there's always a reason behind everything, or there's too many coincidences to just be a coincidence at that point. But especially in the season, right? Because we just had, um, everyone so far has been experiencing something within the last couple weeks, and we all go through stuff. But it's kind of funny how sometimes, specifically, we deal with rough times almost in the same season together, right? Whether your problem is one thing and that person's problem is another thing. But for some reason, sometimes we tend to deal with things that almost at the same time simultaneously. And it's crazy that, just not that long ago, we just, had um, Halloween, right? And to kind of jump on that, speaking of like religion and good and evil, most of us know that, Halloween has been really a day dedicated to, to Satan and the devil. And, although some people, they don't celebrate it doing that, right? It's not like you're supposed to be like taking a day off, like, hey, I'm going to party with the devil. And some of them just do it harmlessly, just, want to take time with the family as just as like a holiday. But there's also the other aspect where there are people that are actually taking it to that level of this is like the day specifically for the devil, and they're going to actually do these things. And So it's crazy that within those couple weeks, with people going through stuff, it's happening within around the same time where there's people in this world that are using that time to celebrate the devil and to cause specific harm to people, whether it's people that they know or don't know. But it's just crazy to hear that many of us are going through something, and then specifically within this kind of time frame, and then even more specific, dealing around the time frame of Halloween. So it's crazy, man. It's almost hard to really say that there's not a battle between good and evil going on versus denying it and saying that's not there.
Yeah, I don't think it's not there on that aspect because of Halloween came around. This been people's been having these issues for the longest time, and I think it truly got worse during COVID.
Hmm.
I truly believe it got a hell of a lot worse during COVID because there's so much that we're not able to do or that we weren't able to do, and we were being controlled to stay home and to do all this other stuff, and now the price has
Depression.
go the yeah it just the pressure's grown and the price has gone up and it just there's so many things that is being done to us that we can't control, so there's so many things that we need to do that we can control, and coming together as a whole is an important thing. We need to do it. We need to be able to control it. We need to be able to come together and have a good time and have each other's backs. Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. I'm usually not lost of words, but today I've been really lost of words. Today I just truly feel like I really wish we had more. I wish I had more answers. I wish I had more solutions. I don't know. But country girl, how's the 2 weeks with your in-laws? How did that go?
Oh, that sounds rough.
Yeah, I guess DB rough. Rough. No hesitation. One word straight at it. Rough. Oh man. I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
guess I guess there's not many people that have great relationships with their in-laws.
They like to pick favorites. Mm,
Mm.
that's no bueno.
Favorite these nuts.
Mm. So Jay, what do you end up doing when you're feeling kind of uh
In a slump.
in a slump? What do you find yourself doing? And this goes to everybody. I asked Jay there because he's able to talk, but what do you guys do? Everybody in chat, what do you guys do when you start feeling into a slump? What do you do? What do you do to try to get out of it?
So it was crazy because, like, talking about like COVID, during that time, especially again, I'm someone who their norm was like going to church, having that time to go out. So, my life was kind of busy in that area. And when everything got closed down, and then I stood home, so I became like a stay-at-home dad, which I was never used to, and I was doing it to a one-year-old daughter, so I had no idea what the hell I was doing. But like little did I know, I was getting like almost like low key, like stressed, like depressed at a certain point of like, you know, just little things would like tick me off. And I'm normally like a patient guy, but like this whole time, I guess it's just being home, like just set something, and then not going to church where normally, I guess I would kind of relieve all my problems, and lay it out there. I didn't have that time to venting. So uh, I ended up like getting lazy, so I wouldn't pray as much, like that, and to a point where like I just kind of like broke down, and so there was one time that I was like, well, you know what? I think they had just started kind of opening little things, so I went to the barbershop early to go ahead and work that Saturday, and I was just like really like in my feels, like just all up in my feelings, like mad depressed, and then, bro, like honestly, I just put like worship music, like slow music, but things that are a little bit more intimate. And I literally just prayed, like, in which it sucks because like I feel like I haven't had that type of prayer in a very long time because of like the whole COVID situation, and I can't really blame it, but it's what caused it. And bro, I felt such a freedom afterwards. Like I legit just broke down crying, because I was like, wow, like this is something I guess I really needed that I kind of pushed aside. So whenever I do feel like that, I turn to prayer, right, and just listening to worship music that helps kind of like uplift my spirits, and um, and that's when I realized like that stuff is what helps me keep me sane, despite all the dumb stuff that goes on.
So, Bubbles and Country Girl, like after. Okay, here's my question to both of you: being shutting down, keeping it to yourself, has it helped? Has it honestly helped? And then also on top of that one, when you were growing up, were you able to talk to your parents? Were you able to talk to your parents whenever you had an issue, or was that kind of thrown away?
That's an interesting view on that.
No, but the letters have. I've always talked to my mom. So you were always able to talk to vent out to your mother, but you still feel like you can't vent out. So one of the things that I've noticed a lot with people, it just again, I want you guys to know that I don't ever want you guys to hold like if we're here, we're talking, we're here and we're talking. If you want to join my Discord and talk, as long as I know you, a lot of you guys that are here, I know you well. That I don't mind you coming onto the stream and talking. But I want you guys to talk. I've said it God knows how many times. I was like, I want you guys to talk. I want you guys to feel. I want you guys to express yourself. This is why I am doing this because sometimes we just need to open our mouth and say what we need to say. What up, Starlet? I want you to just sometimes jump in here and tell us how you feel because sometimes just getting it off your chest. Jay took it as a prayer and he said what he needed to say and he expressed himself, which made him feel better.
Hmm.
So I want you guys to know that you're not alone. You're not a bother. Your feelings are not stupid. They're emotional things that we have, and sometimes all we need to do is just express ourselves. Um, but I've been with him. I feel like I can't talk to others or him about anything. See, and I think a lot of it came from because you're a parent. You are a parent. You're a wife, and DB's constantly working and trying to do everything he had to do to provide for the family. So are you, and you're also trying to teach your kids, take care of your kids, and do all this other stuff. So you almost feel like your feelings isn't doesn't go over all of that. You feel like you have to put all that over you. To be said, talk about random stuff again. So that's why you feel like that one. But again, like I said before, if you can't love yourself, how can you love other people? You have to make sure that you are number one. You have to make sure that you put yourself first. You have to take care of yourself because you are responsible for taking care of other people. So if you are breaking down, if you are falling apart, if you're not taking care of you, then how can you take care of other people? With your son saying what he says, he's young, he's dumb. He's young and dumb. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But it's because you are you are the cop, you are the judge, and you are the executioner in that house. Yeah, I would hate you too. You know, it just you're the one that disciplines, you're the one that loves, you're the one that yells, you're the one that has to take care of it because you're home all the time. It unfortunately you just that's just what it is. And that's all you have to do. That's all you can do. Is just try to raise them the best you can. And then when DB's home, he's also has to help you out, which I'm pretty sure he does. And he's got to really put that one and that's why it's really important to have the husband and wife in a family because there's only so much a wife can do and there's only so much a husband can do. But together you end up making a hell of a team. But you got to make sure you got to open your mouth and express and have a conversation. And that's what I'm here for. I do better when people are conversating with me because I enjoy trying to help out other people. Until I tell him he needs to deal with it. Yelling isn't always the answer. Sometimes a good discipline is sometimes the answer. But giving a child everything that they want is definitely not the answer. The faster you could change things in a household on what can be, well, not yell, but uses that voice. I know. Kids are
But
difficult.
like, it's okay because they're like even again I'll always most of my answers I always try to point it back to like the Bible and what we were taught. But even the Bible says itself. It's something that people would say. It's the most holy thing. Whatever. It says that if you love your child, you discipline them. And if you don't discipline, it's because you don't really love. And discipline, is different forms too. So it's not just slapping the crap out of them. But the fact that you show discipline because you want to teach them the right way, shows that you love them that much more. So don't think that disciplining although it's difficult, but because you love them, do it. So
Yeah, disciplining doesn't mean you have to beat every single time. Discipline is just teaching a lesson, put them in timeout.
Structure.
Yeah, structuring. Starlet, everything's okay. Everything's okay. It's been a long week, and I just felt like we needed to have a vent out motion. Not motion. Vent out session. Yeah, good enough word. Timeout doesn't work. Okay, then find something else. Find something else. There's 101 different ways of discipline. And if it comes to needing to discipline physically,
with your fists,
then you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. It just there's a difference between discipline and beat down. You gotta find that. You gotta find that range. I grew up in the time of disciplines was necessary, and you don't see half of the people act the way they do back in my day than what it is now. Like
sad that I was to say back in my day.
Yeah, I know, right? Back in my day, we used to be like you got the belt. You got the belt.
Mhm.
Sometimes you got the wrong end of the belt, but you got the belt. You got the spoon. You got the hanger.
Yeah, my dad had two belts, one black and one brown. He said one blackie, one brownie. And he made you choose which one you wanted him to hit you with.
Or what I'm telling you, and the thing is, people in their 30s right now, people in their 30s, late 30s, like 30s and
And up.
no, like between their what is it?
We need new heroes.
Yeah, it's like I could honestly say in their 30s, give or take, like
Yeah.
late early 30s to late 30s, that generation right there, we don't disrespect other people the way uh
Younger generations.
that these kids do now. Wait, what is that big bear in the corner? My monkey. He's a monkey. I'm 27. I got the wood. Yeah, it's just you're close to that 30 frame. It's like you're kind of close to that 30 frame. It
Yes,
just
I think from 95 and older. Year 95, 1995.
who?
I say like if you're
Wow,
born within the year 1995 and under, I think you're close enough to have gotten the
95.
system.
Yeah, it just it's one of those like you could see the difference in the way and the respect that we have for other people. You can see the difference that the respect that we have for elders and we have for each other. It's not this. It's nowhere near the same of what the kids now do. It's a tremendous difference. So what is the difference? What happened then that's not happening now? What is the difference? What's going on? What has changed? And I truly do believe it's a discipline.
Yeah.
The discipline has changed. They get everything they want. 100% they do. But the discipline has changed, and a lot of these people forgot how to be parents or don't want to be parents. I think the parents that are having kids now tell in their head like, oh, I don't want my kids to grow up like I did, and try to do everything for their kids in a sense. But
And then regret the fact that they didn't spend at a younger age. Now
right,
they want to.
so now because you wanted to spoil your children and you wanted to give your children the biggest love and everything else, you got to find that happy medium. You got to find a happy medium. You really do. Cuz my kids, I'll tell you right now, my kids are just absolutely amazing. Don't get me wrong, they're not perfect. They're far from perfect. But they won't ever disrespect somebody out their face like some of these kids do. They won't ever go out and when they're growing up, go to the store and cry because they didn't get a toy, or they won't ever dare open their mouth to me. And that was disrespect. Right. Everybody wants that one, but it's what you do to try to get it. Every child is different. You can't raise the children the same way, every single child. You really can't. Because my youngest and my oldest are two complete different animals. They're two complete different animals. But you got to find what works between the two of them. You got to find what works best for it. One child might just need to get the ass whooping. The other child just might need to be told what to do. And that's how mine were. Mine were more. I told them. The other one, they needed to get the belt. They needed to get the belt, and that's
Think
what
I
we
know
need to do.
which one's which.
You just gotta find which one that one is. Like I did one. she wasn't behaving, so I took all her stuff out of her room. She comes up and tells me, hey, now it's like it's camping. All right, so fuck you. You know, just like what are you supposed to do? You take everything away from them and they feel like they're camping. I love your thought. I love your thought process, but it's a punishment, damn it. So we go to the next thing. So this child's not materialistic. So taking things away from them is not going to bother them. And now I felt more of like, okay, she is one that she likes no she hates to know that they disappointed their parents. So you got to use it against them. The words hurt more than anything else. You know, it just I'm so disappointed in you. It just, why did you do that? What it just blah 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 blah. You got to find what really works with the other one. It just an ass whooping. You get if you give your children discipline, as in like a belt, let it simmer for a little bit. Let them go in the room. Let them get everything out the way. And then go back later that day when everything is kind of calmed down and talk to them.
Yeah,
That, damn it,
yeah,
you know I hate,
with this-
yeah, you know I hate doing this to you. You know I hate this one. I despise spanking you. I despise doing this to you. I despise seeing you cry. But I have to do it for you to listen to me. If you don't want me to do this one, then we need to change things. And tell them, be
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is what we need to do. I had to do this one. So what can we do to not have this happen again? Like listen to me. Let's work as a team. Let's get them involved. You know, be like, all I ask for you to do this one. Do you want me to do this again? They're gonna be like, no, I don't want you to do that again. Okay, then help me help you.
Right.
I don't want to lay these hands on you. So
And I think that's the big difference is providing structure after discipline.
yeah,
If
because
you
so
just
yeah,
discipline but don't do it, then
they're just gonna look at you be like they're an asshole. You know, it's like I hate you. You always
used.
yeah, you know. But you have to give that child some discipline, and then you have to give that child mental structure. But like, it's not just about my way, you know, as a parent. It's not about just you're gonna do everything I say, but this is why I say it, and this is why I want you to do what I say. Yeah, it's you know, just this is why it's going to work. This is why I'm trying to teach you. And I tell my kids all the time, it's like, my job is not to teach you school stuff. My job is to teach you how to be an adult, a better adult when it's time for you to leave this nest. My job is to make sure that you understand how to cook, clean, wipe your ass, and survive in life. That is my job. So if you don't like how my job is, then leave. Okay, I want to see where you're going to go. Leave. And you're going to take everything that you bought and you could take it with you. Other than that, if you didn't buy it, you leave it in this house. Find out what's going to happen. It's a roll of the dice on. It's a roll of the dice on what's going to happen or how they're going to end up taking it. If you're getting tired of just talking, spanking,
yeah, and also timing. You know, like I probably wouldn't have that conversation about leaving my house to a 9-year-old. You know, because they're dumb enough to probably just grab their stuff and leave.
what stuff?
Like tell a 9-year-old, like, either you find out what the hell is going on or you leave my house. Like, I don't think to a 9-year-old that's probably the best. You know, like there's stages in their lifetime when you have to go to certain extremes. Like,
Try it.
oh,
It's one of
yeah,
those
I'll
things
say
like it's one of those things. If you're 9 years old, kids at 9 years old know so much, And if you want, like, they're gonna look outside and be like, "You want me to go where? Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Like, hey, either you listen to what I have to say in my house, or you could go outside and not live in here. You could go." They'll be so scared that they're going to be like, "No, I need to stay here." Just you don't know what's out there, and knowing country girl, they live out in the country. Who knows what the hell's running out there? Who knows what's running out there? So it's just sometimes putting the fear in these children's hearts to try to make a change. And like Favre was saying earlier today, you have to put yourself and back in, try to take care of yourself. You need to put yourself in in something that like surrounding yourself with
Right. With positive people.
with positive stuff. You really do. And that's why it's like I feel bad sometimes because I know the feeling country and bubbles. I know the feeling about being alone because I know being in the military. I was always constantly working, and the wife was always there with the child, and they never had like anything to do with like adulting. They didn't have adult conversations. They always had kid conversations, and sometimes that gets to you.
Oh yeah, bro. Like that first year of COVID, man. Like where we literally couldn't just see anybody. Like, and I was talking to like a 1-year-old, so like legit words were like very limited. I was going crazy. Like my wife saw a side of me that she's like, oh, what the hell's going on? And yo, you'd be surprised at how much you strive, just like seeing somebody or having a conversation with somebody.
And I truly do believe it. It has to like going out on a date with your significant other and shit, take your kids too, but going out on a date, getting out of the house is truly needed. It's healthy. It's needed. It's needed. Put away the phone. Put away the phones. Talk to each other. Go out. The only time that phone might come out is to take a picture. But other
Or
than
to
that,
watch Kenny stream.
or to watch me stream. Yeah. Um.
Got plug you in, man.
Yeah. Appreciate it. To go out and have fun with each other. Have fun with each other. Like go out on a date. If it's a walk, you don't like walking. Fuck it. Go for a walk anyways. Because to be
Get some
outside.
exercise.
To be outside is just you need to be outside. You need to enjoy the sun, each other. Get out of your normal situations that you're in the house all day, talking to a kid. You need to have
There you
some
go.
adult time. But we gotta change change our habits. We gotta change our
Yeah,
habits
it all starts with
about
you.
things. It never happened. He's always working.
Always is a big word.
Yeah, man leaves early in the morning and he comes home late at night.
But I'm sure at some point in time there's a day off. Like it just sucks because a lot of it is like planning and executing. And it's like, especially I'm sure with I mean I'm assuming we're either talking about Swerve or DB, but
DB.
yeah, at one point in time they are going to be home, or there is a day where they're not working, and then it's just like whether if you know that ahead of time to plan it, or just being spontaneous and like, hey, this is the only time we're gonna have together. Let's do this. Although maybe we're gonna be tired or whatever, but it's gonna be probably more worth at the end to have done it than to just not do it and see things kind of crumble up, or just never be happy. You're there, you're living life together, but no one's satisfied. So it's like I think that's been something new that I've been adapting and pushing with even my wife now. That look, whether we're tired and we come home, whatever, like we actually have to like just dedicate time to go out and do stuff. Whether whether we can or can't or whatever, but we just have to do it. Because the fact is that we can, but maybe we might choose to do something different, or like my wife might want to be more focused on just getting the house clean together. But it's like, is that really worth getting the house clean, but then suffering in other areas, or would you rather fix those areas and maybe the house is just a little dirty? It's like we can, whether we actually just take the time to execute that and just do it despite how busy you think we are. But at the end of the day, the end game is going to be, worth it more than it is just staying home.
When he's home, he doesn't want to do anything. I completely understand, country. I do, but I
Maybe
think
there's one way.
I
Convince
think
them, you know what I'm saying?
I think there's definitely something that you really need to open your mouth. You really need to open your mouth and shut up, Jay, and and express your feelings to him. Cause I bet you probably sit there and don't want to tell him anything because you know he's been working so much. You know he's really tired. But every once in a while, you got to do it for yourself. You really need to sit down and really talk to him and really tell your feelings. Because again, that is your husband. That is the love of your life. If you can't talk to him, who the hell can you talk to? Or he just doesn't listen. Well, punch him in his nuts.
He'll listen.
Punch him in his nuts. Be like, you need to sit down and listen. If you want this shit to work, you need to listen. Because a relationship is not a one-way thing. And I truly think a relationship's not a 50-50 thing. It's nothing of that sort, because there are times that one person might have to pick up the slack and do more than the other person, because the other person might be getting to that point that they can't even do things for themselves. So this is the time that one has to pick up the slack for the other. But you both have to take care of each other, and it can't just always be the one person taking care of the other.
Yeah. That gets tiring.
It gets super tiring. You get worn out. And this is where you end up saying to yourself that
We're getting angry at one another, looking at him different now. Cause I look at this little lazy ass.
But you gotta, this is why you start saying that you're not important. Your feelings don't matter. You feel like you can't vent or you can't tell anything to anybody because you're constantly being shut down. You're constantly being put to the side, and you don't want that. You are
The other aspect that you feel like you're also not contributing because you're the one who's home while he's the one that's working. So you feel like, who am I to go ahead and say things?
Even though you're not out there making money, they don't matter. Bullshit, country. If you keep on telling yourself that, then it doesn't matter. Then it truly doesn't matter. Then, if your feelings don't matter, then why are you sad? Why are you angry? If they don't matter, then just stop worrying about your feelings then. But your feelings do matter, country. This is the shit that I was talking about earlier. We need to stop sitting back and feeling that negative way. You need to stop doing it. Country, you are an amazing person. Absolutely fucking amazing person. Your feelings do matter. Your words do matter. You matter. But if you're going to constantly say that they don't matter, then who am I to argue with you then? You already gave up on yourself. Why am I going to try to fight you to tell you that you're awesome? Why am I going to fight that one when you gave up on yourself? If you gave up on yourself, how are you going to end up taking care of anybody else?
Bye.
Take a nap? You all right?
I don't think I've ever fallen asleep so fast. You should watch The Ring because you can see me walk up to the door. Like, I'm looking down, I knock on the door, I'm like, wait.
You dummy.
I'm like, I love you.
I love you. Be careful. Don't forget about your sister, because I can't get her. Because the wife has my truck. I don't have no car. And Ariana has to go to work. Yeah. So again, country, if you're giving up on your feelings, then who am I? I can tell you all day long that you're an awesome person, that you're amazing. You are, in my opinion, you are. And if you ask Bubbles, she'll tell you the same thing. If you ask Jay, he'll tell you the same thing. If you ask DB, he'll tell you the same thing. You're an amazing person. Your feelings do matter. You matter. But if you're going to continue to, and this goes to anybody, it just Country Girl just said her feelings. If you continue to say that your feelings, that your emotions, your words, you yourself don't matter, then you are or have given up on yourself. And you don't want that. You need to change your tone of voice and say, you do matter. My feelings do matter.
Your words have power.
Your words have so much power. So it's just, you have to go and tell yourself every day that you are amazing, that you are beautiful, that you matter. Tell yourself every day this. Make that a habit, because everybody right now is making it a habit to tell themselves negative things. Like Jay was about to say, look in the damn mirror. Recite them shits to yourself. Recite to yourself that you are beautiful. You are amazing. You are everything that matters. You are just awesome. Tell yourself positive things. Just having a rough time lately with him working a lot, and I feel like I'm failing with the business and the kids. All right, with your business, time is rough with money wise. People aren't buying things anymore. People are not buying things anymore. That's just what it is. To go out with a family of 4, you're spending over $100 to go eat, damn near. To go eat. So
you make your life choices at the gas station.
Yeah, it's like for me to fill up my tank from empty to full, I'm spending over $100. So the businesses that you have, unfortunately, people have to spend so much money. It just, we got to find something else. We have to find something else. He's working a lot. Yes. We all are. We all are working a lot. Like my mother-in-law, she was going into work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and she wasn't getting home till 7 o'clock at night. That's when we were in New York. We all have to do this one, country.
She's by herself, right?
Yeah. And she's by herself. Yeah, she doesn't have any kids, but it's New York.
Yeah, but like it's like just
what's
for her
not
to survive herself, she's working that much.
Yeah.
Like, imagine she had other people.
And then with the kids, you really have to sit back and think of different tactics. You have to really sit back and figure out how extreme do you have to get to for your kids to listen to you. What is the extreme that you have to get to? If you already tried all the good things, all the nice things, then you gotta figure out something else. It's not his fault. It's just I wish I could help him so he's not working so much. He understand. The only way that's going to happen is if you go out and go get yourself a job. Only way it's going to happen. Go get yourself a full-time job that you are guaranteed a paycheck every single week. Only way you're going to be able to help them. Put your kids in school. Stop homeschooling them and go get yourself a job. If you want to guarantee a way to help him 100%. That is the only way. Only way. He says it's not worth it. Getting a job full time, putting the kids in school. It's not like you have to pay for school. So it's not like you are losing money. It's not like the kids go to school. They're learning. You don't stress. You don't stress about making sure your kids are being taught or you're able to control them. You are.
There's so much of your kids you could take.
They're getting fed at school. They're getting taught at school. You're going to work, even if it's part-time. Even if it's part-time, you go out there and you work 5 hours. You're making money, guaranteed money. And school is out of the question because I've thought of that. If school's out of the question, then I guess we got to find something else that is that is remote that you could do at home, and something that you don't have to go out selling.
And if it really is out of the question, then it should come with the understanding on the other half that then you know that if your attention is all on kids and teaching and everything like that, then no, you can't work.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
just
like the same thing on my end is like, I can't work full time because to find a babysitter and then pay them the money is like I'll end up probably losing. I'll probably work just to pay someone else to watch my kid.
right, and then that's
And
pointless.
then just one. Yeah, so then it's like, well, all right, honey, this is what the hand that we're done with for right now, right? Because this is just a seasonal thing. Like, everything always changes. So if for this specific season this is the problem, then okay, just know, don't expect money from me. Don't expect me to help out in the financial area, but in everything else, as far as the home, as far as my daughter being raised and food and all that good stuff, then know that that's where I'm going to be able to help you at.
That is your job. It just that's the boat we're in. Yeah, it just you're like with schooling. I don't. You don't have to tell us why you don't want to put them in school. That's perfectly fine. But then you got to understand that if you don't want to put them in school, you can't guaranteed help financially with them for him. You got to really get that out of your mind already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you have to do the best that you can in which you are. You're making sure the house is clean, the food is made, the kids are taken care of. That's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do all that. And then not only are you doing all that one, now you're trying to figure out like, okay, you're thinking about all the stuff that you got to do for yourself, and you're not taking care of yourself. You need to eat. You need to let your emotions. You need to have some me time. I think the best job is like night guard, where you can see your kids after death, right? I don't know. I'm going. Yeah, It all depends. It all depends on where you can and where you live. If they have stuff like that, um,
But that shouldn't be your main focus. Like at the end of the day, the first main issue to start fixing all the other issues is working on yourself first. Because if you don't have respect for yourself, if you don't have love for yourself, you can't expect your kids and the rest of the family to do the same. Because I'm expecting my kids to respect me, but I don't respect myself enough to love myself or to say that I'm worth it.
like country,
Because
you
they'll see it. They're kids, you know.
you are a
They'll see
queen,
kids.
country. You are a
That's
queen.
it.
Treat yourself like a queen. Act like a queen. You are powerful. You are strong. So demand that from everybody. Demand that. Respect it.
Walk
It
with your head up.
if you're constantly letting the kids beat you down, if you're constantly letting the kids making you feel less of a queen, then you are going to fail yourself. So you have to be there. You are the queen, country. You are, and this goes to everybody. You are the king or you are the queen of your home. You are the king,
Mm-hmm.
you are the queen of your life. Make sure that you act like that. Make sure you puff your chest out. Sit up nice and tall. Stick your head up and be like, you are the best thing on this world. And act like it. You are amazing. You are loving. You are beautiful. You are awesome. My daughter calls me queen. It's so cute. See? And the boy's rougher. The boy's rougher. The boy needs just by the little things that you. It sounds like the daughter. You tell her, she listens. You raise up a little bit and she completely breaks down. She doesn't like it sounds like she doesn't like to be yelled at. But your son, on the other hand, needs to be rougher. Your son, on the other hand, needs to be taught
Yeah,
a
and
little bit
they're harder to
tougher.
deal with. I think from what I'm hearing, like boys are harder younger, but are better when they're older. Girls are good when they're younger, but then worse when they get older.
He talks back and pop in his mouth.
Yeah, just I don't know how many times I popped my daughter in her mouth.
Oh, oh. All right, Jay, take over. I think something popped up at the front door. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Sure. Yeah, you can't be afraid to just be the law in the house. I mean, especially when you're the only one running it. You know, and you gotta remember too, like you're also the example to your daughter and to your kids. You know, and it sucks because like even with my daughter right now, like she wasn't bad in her twos and she wasn't bad in her threes, but now that she's about to turn four, it's like she's turned to like this rebellious, angry Sour Patch Kid. And I'm like, what in the hell's going on? Uh, but it's just knowing that you're setting an example for the whole household. And you are, the leader of that household. You are what's holding that family together. So you got this, trust and believe in you and yourself and who you are. My daughter's a rebel, but at the end of the day, they're all looking up to you. And how you're acting, how you treat, yourself first. Last thing you want to do is for your daughter to see her mom just not respect herself or not be as much as a queen as what she can imagine you are. Um, to then raise grow up and end up being the same way. Yeah, but see, and that's the thing is too. Like, although DB is the leader of the household, right? That he's the husband, so he's the head of the house, but you're the body. So he's not there all day. So when he's not in charge, you are. When he's at work, you're home. It's not like, oh well, I just gotta wait till BB gets here to find out how I'm gonna deal with the kids. So it's okay. Like it's very respectful as a woman to go ahead and give the position to her husband. As what you think he should. But at the end of the day, you guys play different roles. He's a discipliner, and you're a lover. But if he's not there to discipline, or by the time he gets home, it's already late and the kids are sleeping or whatever the case is, then you need to know that if you're running the house, you're running it under the same, vision that he has. So you two come together and say, hey, I'm having this issue with our kids or whatever the case is. Like, let's agree on how we're going to handle them. But we're talking about you specifically, and we're talking about the kids. So not who's in charge of the household, but just who's in charge of you, and you are in charge of the kids when he's not there. So, Kenny, welcome back.
Hey, glad to be back. There are boys that usually are younger. From the younger.
He's in charge of me, but you're in charge of your own feelings and how you treat yourself. So I'm not saying that you have to be the head of the house. It's just more just knowing your place as a queen. As your partner, and dealing with your kids. Accordingly, not just letting them do what they want. If you got to punch them in the face, punch them in the face, and tell them to be, hey. Unfortunately, this person was acting like a little dick, and I had to punch him.
It's like country. It's one of those things. Have you had a conversation with DB? And again, these conversations, they're not towards. We're having a conversation with Country Girl, but we're also having a conversation with everybody else.
Right.
Have you guys had a serious conversation with your significant other to let them know your feelings?
And it might take a couple conversations, multiple conversations.
Sometimes if you're not upfront, and very blunt with what you say to the other person, you can't expect them to know exactly how you feel.
Exactly. Country.
I'm just gonna reply. Yeah. What the hell? What the hell? I don't know what this is. But yeah, if you don't speak bluntly to your significant other, especially if you're a woman speaking to a man, if you don't let us know exactly how you feel, trust me, we don't know.
Completely oblivious.
We do not know. My wife was telling me.
Suck.
My wife was telling me one day. She was like, "You're very oblivious. Yeah, you're very oblivious to some of these things." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "You're one to have this woman like flat out be flirting with you, and you take it as they're having a nice conversation with you instead of like, yeah, they're flirting with you. It's like you're oblivious to things. If you don't tell us exactly how you feel, we don't know." I have a hard time saying my feelings without crying for no reason, but I can text my feelings with no problem. So text it. Or read it. Or read them. Read your feelings. Like write it down and then read your feelings. Read your feelings out loud. 'Cause maybe with the emotion in your voice, with the actions in your face, it hits a man harder because they see no man wants to ever see their wife cry. And I want to say the same thing on the other side. No wife ever wants to see their man cry. So maybe you need to do that one, just to break down and see and to show your significant other how you truly feel. All right, but it hits him more. He'll listen. Like he'll probably listen to you more. So, and this is not like you have to do this all the time. You don't have to do this all the time. It just happens to come out and do it. When you have these conversations, then we try to fix things. But it's when you have to do this all the time is when it's the problem. Somebody's not listening. Somebody's not trying to make the difference. Jacko, what's up? Appreciate you coming around.
Writing down is a really great form to
Events,
pull your thoughts
venting.
together as well. Like, and then if that way, if there is a chance that you break down, you know, you can still say what you needed to say. You know, because there's sometimes that like in the moment, it's like I know exactly what I want to say. Like sometimes I could be venting to like Kenny for something, and I know exactly what I'm going to say, and I'm like on a roll. But then when it's time to talk, I'm like, damn it, what? I'm missing something. What did I? You know,
Yeah.
forget it. I don't want to talk. And it's like okay, so everything's pointless. You know, same thing. Like even, bro, like if I have to like preach or bring something to like multiple people, like I literally have to write everything down, exactly how I'm gonna say it, and then like almost like read off the whole thing. Because if not, I'll forget a bunch of stuff and miss a bunch of things. So writing is a good way. It helps get your thought in order. It's another way of venting. You know, like if you can't talk to somebody, sometimes writing things down is a great way to vent as well.
Jacko, we are talking
We're
about
about to start.
um different ways we can express our emotions, express why we're feeling so depressed, expressing why we're feeling having so much anxiety and doing all
And
this other stuff
offer solutions.
and trying to offer some solutions and trying to find a better way to express our emotions, our feelings, our hearts, and trying to really figure out what else can we really do to not be so down in the dumps, and what else can we do to uplift ourselves from those situations. That's what we're doing. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a little bit of everything. But it's just communication's a big key with everything. Friends, parents, children, loved ones. Communication's a big key. If we don't have communication, there's no way we're gonna have anything going for ourselves. If you can't talk to your significant other, then you ain't gonna be able to talk to anything. What up? What up, Josh? You might not be Christian, but if you're having anxiety, read the Bible. It's weirdly changing. It changes you to make you happy. Hey, see, and we were actually talking about that earlier. Not specifically about reading the Bible, but of like, if there's so much going on in this world, why hasn't anything be fixed and stuff like that one, and free speech and not being able to not being like a puppet with under God's hand, saying that he knows what's everything happening. Why can't he just keep it going thing? But yeah, no, that it's another thing. Write down your feelings. Open up the Bible and just read. Who knows? Maybe that one page that you might read might hit you differently. But that's a great freaking advice, dude. I think that's great. Dude, why didn't you say that, Jay?
You can't expect non-Christian people to listen and be as open. So
Hey, you never
If
know.
yeah, it's true, but I also can't force it. If people ask, like, "Hey, what are the solutions?"
Read the Bible.
That's it.
Oh, and another thing for people that I noticed one thing that helped me out with something with anxiety, um, holding yourself tight helps. Getting a hug from somebody helps. Try it out. Let me know. Don't go chasing after some random person and try to give them a hug, but that might be a little weird, but it might help. But yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're trying to figure out some of the things on what we can do.
And knowing that you're not alone in this in this feeling, like Kenny had mentioned before, like as great as this TikTok almost hit, which by the way almost hit a million.
Almost a
I'm not sure
million.
by now, almost a million views. Um, Literally like 90% of that chat of those comments about what abilities would Kirby get if he ate you, no homo. Like most of them was all like depression. And it's sad that almost out of a million views and all those
Have you
freaking
ever seen a bullet
comments,
that turns?
the
In the
common
movie League
theme
of Assassins.
was depression. So you're not in it alone, or whatever problems you're dealing with. There's people that are dealing with the same exact thing, or probably even worse. And doesn't mean that one is less than another or one's more important than yours. But the fact is that together we're all going through something. So why not come together and help each other out and see, hey, this worked for me, and maybe it can work for you.
So this was the post right here. If Kirby could just swallowed you, what abilities would he get? I want you to see literally nothing. um Skills, drawing, social anxiety, no sleep. Um I guess lately it's changed. Yeah, it just all I saw was just nothing about everything about like anxiety and depression and anger. Um,
If you can make it full screen, they can probably read it too. But
it's
I'm not
alright.
sure if you're trying to. Yeah.
No, here's a depression one, anxiety, farting. Some of the things were absolutely hilarious, but here's depression, depression, depression. It's like it's like every few it just goes into here's another depression. It's depression. It's depression, anxiety, uh, diarrhea, depression. Uh, it's just it's sad. Suicidal thoughts, depression. Um, it's one after another after another after another about it, and it's sad. It's sad. It hurt my heart seeing that. It truly did. It truly hurt my heart seeing that one, and I wish it wasn't like that. But I'm hoping that this stream kind of hits home to a few people, and like I said, everybody, just if you watch this later, just know that you're not alone. Just know that you have a place to vent out and talk, You have a place to know that you are amazing, but at the where it begins is with yourself. You have to be the one to tell yourself how amazing you are. You have to be the one to tell yourself that you are awesome, that you are beautiful, that you are loved, that you are everything amazing. You have to tell yourself that one. You have to stop telling yourself how much you don't matter. You have to stop telling yourself that your feelings don't matter. You have to stop telling yourself that you're ugly. You have to stop telling yourself negative stuff. You have to. Because if you continue to do that one, there's no way that you're going to get over the fact of being depressed, over the fact of being frustrated, over the fact because you're constantly thinking about it. So stop saying all that other great stuff. Spellings or spellings? Spellings or spellings?
I think I know what he's trying to say.
If you know what I mean.
I think I do. So like, words have so much power, like they're spells, basically, almost.
I
So,
got
like,
you.
if
I got
tell
you.
yourself, bad things.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. Golly, it's 100%. Because your mind is simple. Your mind is like incredible. Your mind is super incredible. When I was going to a psychiatrist, we talked about go over it. Every single time you see a mirror, go smile. Smile at yourself. It might be weird, but smile at yourself. When you see somebody, smile at them. Because that smile is contagious. But so are the words. Like Jack was saying, the words are contagious. If you're constantly saying to yourself that you're ugly, that you're fat, that you're worthless, that you're not important, you're flooding your head with all that. That's all it's hearing. So that's all it's going to believe. You're flooding it. But if you do the opposite, you smile, you show love, you feel love, you speak positive, you speak power, you speak happiness, your body, your mind will shoot out that happiness. But it's only up to you to be able to do it for yourself. It's only up to you to be able to express that. You have to do that. As much as I could say it, as much as anybody else could say it, it's only up to you to be able to put that into action. And if you can't put it into action, you can't expect results. You can't expect yourself to be happy because you continue to put that negativity in your mind. So as much as the world continues to be very harsh and very just troubling and very all this one, you have to be able to put it to yourself and speak positivity to yourself. Because I said it God knows how many times today. If you can't love yourself, how do you expect to love anybody else? If you can't be happy and speak positive stuff to yourself, how can you do it to anybody else? How can you help anybody? So you got to make sure that you love yourself. Tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself you love yourself, you love your family, you love your kids, your husband, your wife. Say it. Remind yourself that one. Because if you turn on the TV right now, you're going to hear 101 negative shit. And that's all you're hearing. That's all you're going to live. So sit back and even if you have to write it down, I think that'd be a great thing to do. Write down 10 words that are positive, that are strong, that are powerful in your own way. Put it on the mirror in the bathroom. And whenever you pass it, say it. Say them, recite them, and then keep it going.
No, nothing's forever.
It just because again, it's almost like sports, right? So in sports, we practice to get better and better and better, right? We keep on doing good habits in sports to learn the skills to be better and better. Same thing with the words. You continue to say these words better and better to better yourself, to make yourself feel better, and that's how it's going to end up being. So just get into good habits of loving yourself. Get into good habits of taking care of yourself. Create better habits. Positive habits. Let me phrase that. Create positive habits.
Yes. Healthy habits, things that are going to benefit you and not destroy you.
Yeah. Yeah. Jacko, I appreciate you coming through and chatting with us, giving us some. I like the whole entire thing. It's like you might not be Christian, but having anxiety to read the Bible. Really, it changes you. It makes you happy. If you tried everything else, and you haven't tried reading the Bible, is it going to hurt you?
There's a song, an old school song that they used to sing. That if you tried everything and everything failed, why not try Jesus?
Well, you're not lying. It just and you gotta see it's like if you're truly trying to fix yourself, if you're truly trying to better yourself, why not? You tried everything else. Why not that? I think I really needed this. I really did need this. I'm hoping anybody that's watching this one. Yeah, what are you losing? You're not losing anything.
And even if one person was touched and reached by this and affected by this, then it was a win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I really felt in my heart. I was like, "Yep, we're not playing games today. I think we really need to talk. I think we need to go into people's minds and really listen to it because I know I'm not the only one feeling a certain kind of way, and I'm hoping if anybody watches this one later, you were feeling some kind of way, and we were able to make a difference in something. Hey, I did what I wanted to do. That was my goal.
The house.
But again, like I said, set some hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Even offline, I promise you, I'm looking at the comments as they come by.
It's not a present.
So if you don't catch me in live stream, you can always catch me later on, and I would read it and I will respond. I will reach out. If it's not for the next stream that I end up doing, then I will respond. But let me know in the comments what you find yourself doing to make yourself happier. Because your words might be able to help other people's words. Your ideas might be able to help other people's ideas because maybe they didn't think of that themselves. Yeah. But I think I'm going to end it up on this one before I start repeating myself way too much. I appreciate you guys.
Later tonight.
I appreciate you guys so much for coming through, showing the love. I appreciate you guys liking the video, subscribing. I appreciate you guys talking to me. Let me know your feelings. And I just, hey Jacko, I appreciate you, my dude. I just truly do appreciate you guys. But never stop driving. Hey, I'll never stop driving. I'm gonna keep going forward, gonna keep on being absolutely freaking awesome. I'm gonna try to be as awesome as I can. But don't forget to, I love watching your stream. I appreciate you, Country. I love you being here. Love being here. I hope the words that we said really help you out. Or really hope it helps out anybody. I really do. But just always remember, you are amazing. You are awesome. You are beautiful. You are loved. But don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to hit that bell. But like always, love yourself like no one's watching. Love, peace, chicken grease.